NikkiNicoleStar fam. Thank you all so much for joining me. So sorry, today was a little crazy. I had a very busy schedule and an earthquake. What the hell is going on? What the hell is going on? They're too close together. So I had to, after all of my work that I had to do today, after that earthquake, I had to rearrange my home so that my stuff was like not in danger and that I was not in danger. So I had to earthquake proof my home, and that's why I could not do 2 lives today. So sorry. I am probably, if I have some time, going to talk about Drag Race tomorrow. I know we don't like Saturday lives. I'm going to see how it works. If you guys are there and present, we will do it. If not, I'll probably just throw it on Monday with everything else that I have to do. But thank you all for being here, and thank you all for coming on in the room. Come on in the room. Whoa, come on in the room. Yeah, we got so much to talk about. So won't you come on in the room? Now you sing, come on in the room. Whoa, come on in the room. Yeah, we got so much to talk about. I said we got so much to talk about. I said we got so much to talk about. So won't you come on in the room? Working on my twang for the second act of Beyonce's album because I feel like the second act is going to be country. So I'm going to be right there. Okay. Oh, Lord, won't you buy me a Mercedes Benz? My friends all drive Porsches. I must make amends. Worked hard all my lifetime. No help from my friends. So, Lord, won't you buy me a Mercedes Benz? That's it. Happy Friday. How are you all doing? Happy Friday. Hey, Lovey. Hey, Dia. So good. Phaedra, eating the girls up. Eating the girls up. Hey, Dara Lynn. What's up? She does, and I think she's going to go. I think she's the next traitor to go. I think Phaedra will recruit. I think the smartest people to recruit as a traitor will be Kate and Sheree, because nobody suspects Sheree. But I feel like if Sheree becomes a traitor, she'll like start messing stuff up. So we'll see. Philly John 86, what's up? Said, hey, Nikki, hey, Star fam, Traitors was so good. The Woods activity had me on the floor in Miami. Fire. Miami, they don't respect my girls. And I'm tired. I'm tired of Bravo not respecting my girls. They deliver. Give them their coin. Hey, Yolande. Yolande said, I did not get to watch Traitors. Oh, yet. But I will still watch this live. I need the Star fam. Okay, in that case, you can watch. Because I was going to tell you to pause and watch Traitors. Girl, it's good. But thank you for being here. Hey, JL. Happy Lunar New Year. I'm actually going to make, I was going to make something for Lunar New Year, but let me know, JL. Because I was going to, I'm going to start posting cooking videos on my second channel starting Tuesday. And I wanted to do something for Lunar New Year, but then I'm just like, should I? Let me know if it's cool. Because I'm going to be like, JL told me to do it. Hey, Fareed, how are you? Hey, Alex, how are you? Hey, a piece of pie. Hey, Alicia. Hey, Miss T. Hey, Rain. Y'all never correct me, please. Like, if I ever have a meetup, please let me know how to say your name right. But I feel like I'm Rain, right? Hope I'm saying it right. What's up, Greta? How are you? Hey, it's Latasha. Nisha, you have been here for like every live. I love you so much. Thank you for joining me. Happy Friday. Thank you. I'm a shining star, no matter who you are. Hey, Caroline. What's up, my love? Hey, Shamiko. Shamiko said, night. And Nikki, I am here waiting for the reviews while I am plaiting my hair and waiting to finish work. Oh, my God. No, not you, Siri. Please don't call my mom. Let me tell you something. I called myself boycotting my hair braider because she just lived too far, and I did not feel like it. She lived too far, and her baby daddy used to fight all the time, and I just did not feel safe. Anyway, so I caught myself boycotting her, and I was just like, you know what? I'm Black. I can braid. So it's not that difficult. when I tell you I spent the whole weekend braiding my hair, it was terrible. I literally wore that hairstyle for 3 days and I made an appointment with her later that week. Whatever them braiders asked for, I'm giving it to them. So God bless you, because I cannot do it. I got that from Shamiko. Fareed said, I might be coming out tonight or be homeless. What's going on? Do we need a prayer circle or to cash app you? Let us know what's going on. Hey, Blair. How are you? Oh, I'd never leave home without it now. She's a part of the show. Hey, when said why we don't like Saturday Lives. I'm down. Well, I don't get like a lot of people on there. And I feel like, you guys are like not on YouTube on Saturday. So I just, I like doing this, but I like to do it at a time when everybody's watching. So it could be worth my while as well. And also if I get like a video that doesn't have a lot of views on YouTube, they start to like hide me in the algorithm. So I only like to do reviews on stuff that I know is going to perform well so that my stuff isn't hidden. Like, I'm doing this for me as well. Ella, she likes Saturday Lives? Okay. Nisha said also, Lisa on Miami is a Karen, gaslighting Kiki. Clock it. Lisa gets loud and says dumb, ignorant things to the only two Black women, Gertie and Kiki. Clock it. I'm done with her justice and drag them at the reunion. Clock it. Even Larsa, who's a super Karen herself, is clocking it. Oh, Beyonce? What I think of her ad for her hair care line? I am a big fan of Beyonce. I wouldn't necessarily call myself Bayhive because I feel like millennials, especially the maturer ones, we were never like, that's my sister. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I grew up where we got a different relationship. I think, Gen Z and baby millennials, y'all are fans of y'all Bayhive. It's different for us. That's our sister. We were there since no. And Star Search. Like, we're the beginning. Y'all are Bayhive. I'm the beginning. That's my sister, right? So I love her work. I love everything that she does. I think she's a fabulous performer. And I think that for a long time, there's not going to be anybody like her. I am very wary of celebrities that get into hair care, skin care, and clothing. Clothing, not so much, because I feel like if the stylist that is styling you and I like your fashion is heading up the clothing line, I'm good. But for me, celebrities are capitalists, and I do not trust capitalists with anything that goes in or on my body. So my hair is my glory, and especially, I'm trying to get my curls back. I can't play with her. So listen, although I like her music, it's a celebrity hair care line, and I just can't get into them. I feel like celebrities look away at a lot of stuff, and this is just, for a lot of them, a money grab. Now, I could be wrong, but I saw the ad, I saw the rollout, and it was a bunch of celebrities and influencers who will say anything for a dime. I don't trust it. I'll wait for the real reviews from influencers or just regular people like myself on the tube to see if it's something that I should try, but I just don't trust celebrity skincare or hair care lines at all. You can sell me a sneaker, maybe a puffer, you know what I mean? But that's about it. Hair care, skincare, nah, leave me alone. Leave my hair and my body alone. Hi, Angela. Oh, that's my favorite song. It just takes me back. Takes me back. Yeah, another concert I'm not going to. I told you, I'm waiting for my sister. When he announced his concert and Megan announced her concert, I sent it right to my sister. My sister works in the music business, and I said, do your magic, because she got me Beyonce tickets, but I was in Atlanta. I was like, she was like, I'm sorry, it was the last minute. So, but like with her, I just have to wait for her job to like give them out. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to go. So we'll see. But I'm just not paying that. Nah, I'm not paying that much money. I think he's worth it. But I'll see him in Vegas if he ever does another residency. But yeah, I saw them ticket prices, and especially through Ticketmaster, absolutely not. I'm not giving Ticketmaster a dime. So I'll wait on my sister. I'll wait on my music industry sister to get me in. It's magnifique. They're delivering. Hey, Indigo girl. It's Latasha said Sheree would be like Peppermint and slip up. I think so too. Only this time, no one else will believe she was a mastermind of anything. True, true, true. But they probably would believe that she was recruited. Pseudo said, "Oh, it's a Traitors live. Let me exit. I've been avoiding the spoilers till I can start the season. You can stay here. I'm going to leave Traitors for last, so I'll let you guys know when I talk about it." Hey, Pettiest Betty, how are you? Hey, Amir, right on time. Sebastian, thank you, baby. Said, I'm so happy I caught another live. Hey, Nikki.Star family, thank you for being here. JL said, go ahead. Foreigners in Taiwan and the rest of East Asia also have a Lunar New Year celebration. Tips for decoration, incorporate lots of red and a dash of gold. Thank you so much. Thank you. So I'll make one Lunar New Year meal and, I'll leave it alone. I'll see how it does. She has to go. Some people said, you live in ATL, you can't find Africans that braid for cheap. No, I am here full time in LA now. I was in Atlanta during the strike, but now that my industry opened back up, I got to be here every day. Ciao. But yes, there are African braid shops in Atlanta. And I also can't braid my hair because my hair has to look like my headshots. So I won't be able to braid my hair until my industry slows down again. Audrey O said, haha, Nikki, it's too funny. Thank you. Casually saying her braid and her baby daddy fight too much. It's the truth. Like one time, I ain't gonna tell her business. Thank you, Lord. Thank you. Yolande said, I will be there on Saturday. Winter me stays inside. Summertime, the streets be calling. Oh, I plan on being in the streets this summer. Especially since my fupa, I'm starting to reduce my fupa. I feel like I'm going to be naked this summer. The fupa and the tatas are coming in. I don't know who I'm going to be. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about doing it. I was thinking about doing it at like 11 a.m., but Eastern, but Pacific Standard Time. So I don't know what time that is for you. Hey, Zena, maybe like 1 for you guys, I think. No. I don't know what time. I ain't trying to do the math. No, I'm not into it. I only watch the Super Bowl if the Eagles play. And I'm not really a fan of, the NFL. Philly said, did anyone else laugh when CT and Phaedra teamed up and she lit his fire? Oh, yeah, she loved us some CT. We've been knew that. Remember when that group broke up and everybody blamed her? I'm like, y'all weren't there. Y'all were not there. Y'all were not fighting at the lunch table over Beyonce. Y'all were not there. Y'all were not there. Y'all were not on AOL and chat rooms getting them hoes together because they was dragging Beyonce and saying it was all Matthew, not Beyonce. They don't know. I know. I get that, and I absolutely understand that. I just do not trust celebrities with skincare here, Caroline. I just don't. They're capitalists. I don't trust capitalists. I just feel like it's a money grab. I could be wrong. And I say that as somebody that love her. That's my sister. But I don't trust capitalists when they just all of a sudden, let me just do this. No. Absolutely not. Blue Jay said, I understand that relationship. I grew up listening to her. Beyonce has been Beyonce, have been Beyonce for me. Yeah. It's different with us. Oh, cool. Okay. I'm going to try it. I'm going to try Drag Race tomorrow. See how that does. If it does good, I'll keep it there. If not, I'm going to throw it to Monday. Nobody thinks about our hair texture. And I am 4C. I don't care what none of y'all say. At least in the back of my head. What's up, Double T? Hey, Spency. Thank you for being here. I'm absolutely going. That's essentially why I'm working on my fupa. Because I want to dress like a hottie. An old hottie, but I still want to dress like a hottie. It's crazy. The tickets are high. I'm relying on my sister. Fingers crossed. Hey, Christina. Alana said the way I'm hoping and praying to see Usher in concert, right? He's one of the greats, right up there with Beyonce. You got to see them. You have to see them. I feel like Beyonce is going to drop another act. I'm saving my coins for that because I absolutely regret missing Renaissance, but I just have to be smart about where I'm spreading my money. Yes, you did, Kaylee. Thank you for being here. Sarah said, hey, Nikki, I was genuinely surprised Peter chose not to join. I'm happy he is safe for now, though. I was surprised. We'll talk about it at the end. Yes. So far right now, if work permits, I'll be in London. I'm working on my dates. I think the rest of my trips are going to be, I think I'm going to do 2 trips. One is going to be London, and I might be doing St. Kitts. Because you guys talk about St. Kitts so much. I was wanting to do Jamaica, but there's a lot going on there right now. And not because America scared me, no. But I've already been to Jamaica several times, so the Bahamas, something around there. I want to do that for my birthday because you guys know that I love a destination birthday. December babies, do a destination birthday. It is the best thing ever. For the first time in your life, it will feel like your birthday and not pre-Christmas. Do it. So those are the 2 things that I'm like planning that I know is happening. Outside of that, local trips, I'll absolutely be hitting up Palm Springs and Sonoma. Those are my go-to places all the time. I want to try Ojai, maybe New York. We will see. Absolutely, Philly. That's where I'm from. I always go to Philly, but that's about it. But those 2 like international trips, maybe St. Kitts. Absolutely, London is the one I'm like, if work permits, I will be there. I'll let y'all know, of course, so we can meet up. That'll be fun. You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you, Carbon. For me, somebody living in LA who spends a boatload of money on absolutely nothing, it's cheap to me. And that is embarrassing to say. LS said, me too, Nikki. Don't judge me when you see me rolling my kiki. Listen, the FUPA is decreasing. Let me tell you something, old heads. We just got to be consistent. That's it. Because I remember when I wanted to get my body right back in them 20s. Jesus, what a beautiful time. All I did was take bread out of my diet, and I was like a size 4. Now, I got to put in that work. Just stay consistent. Momi said Beyonce used to be a pariah to people. Hold on. That's my sister. She was not a fave back in the 90s or early 00s. The image turnaround has been amazing. It's also a big reason why she doesn't do interviews anymore. Yeah, as soon as she stopped talking, she blew up. Smart. Celebrities need to shut the hell up. Shut the hell up and let people worship you. She's the only one that still got it. Hey, Zena. Zena said, I must confess, younger me hated Beyonce. B-Day changed my mind. You know what? All of us. I was in the same place. Because when the group broke up, I was devastated, and I absolutely blamed her. And then she did an interview, and she was talking about how she was really just hurt by that. And then I felt bad because I was like, I should have called you. We've been there. We were all mad at her when the group broke up. We were all mad at her. Jagged Edge was doing all of those interviews saying that it was her and her father. We were all mad at her. It's okay. She forgave us. We moved on. That's our sister. We have moved on. Gin Bunny 1984, what's up? Said, plus I have micro locks, so I stick with the brands specifically for my hair type. Yeah, I have what works for me. I'm not, going away from that. I think I might try Olaplex or Curlsmith. I don't know, to get my curls back. We will see, to the point where I want them, but I'm not trying nothing new. Hey, Bree, thank you for being here. Audrey said, Usher halftime, what song do you think he would start with? Higher Learning Podcast said, yeah, OMG, Caught Up, Remind Me, Make Me Wanna Love in the Club. Which song do you think is his well known? I think he's absolutely going to start with OMG. I think he's going to end with Yeah. I think Bad Girl is going to be in there. I think he's absolutely going to do My Boo with Alicia Keys. I don't know if he's going to do Love in This Club. I don't know if he's going to do that. But you never know. But that's what I think. That's how I think he's going to start, and that's how I think he's going to end. And I think Bad Girls is going to be in the middle. Carmen said we weren't fighting for Bay at first. All the girls were they all had their own style. I used I used to be Latoya because of her bang. Oh, I was Kelly because I was chocolate. Because I'm chocolate. So I was always Kelly. When Bootylicious came out, hey, it was like, Nikki, you be Kelly. I was like, okay. Multi said, hey, Star fam, today was not a good day for me, but this live has made me a little bit better. I'm so sorry. Thank you for being here, my love. Hopefully you can get some laughter out of this. Listen, I'm not listening to a damn thing that the United States says about any nation. The way America terrorizes everybody, I'm not listening to them. Yeah, I agree. I'm not listening to that. I agree. I just been there so many times. I'm just like, oh, it's so good. It's so good. Destination. I told you I had my birthday in Cabo. Best birthday ever. I'm not doing a birthday in America again. If I have to do a birthday in America, either I don't have the money or I'm working. You know what? I am going to look into that. A few of you have told me that Ravens Pilates on TikTok are really good. Pace URL said, I agree. I'm a December baby, and I went to Miami and Cuba for my birthday, and it was the best birthday ever. Yep. Sarah said, December 31st, baby here, and my best birthday. I always had a hotel somewhere relaxing. Absolutely. Some people said, be careful. I hear we got a lot of Nigerians and Caribbean people. I'll do my best. I'll do my best. Multi said, tell us, Dr. M said, tell us London people we can go watch Magic Mike. I'm not really, I don't do the strippers. I don't do, it don't do nothing for me. It's just, I don't want my man like Brian did. That's not for me. That is not for me. We can do something. Let's go to Sketch London. That's on the list. Miss Brown Sugar said, you know what, Nikki? Haven't seen you and a few other December babies on B-Day trips. I'm thinking I will. My B-Day is right before Christmas, so it makes holiday family scheduling destination. Go by yourself, or if you do want to go with people, whoever's going to go is going to go. Do not stress yourself out about people. Oh, I can't do, girl. Nope. Celebrate yourself. Yeah, destination birthdays are the best for December babies. I thought that wasn't going to happen. That's going to be crazy. Oh, that she was a robot being controlled by the Illuminati. I'm going to out myself. My church made me throw away my Beyonce CDs. I had to break them in half and everything. Child, when I tell y'all I was devout. I was so heartbroken. Yep, she was a devil worshiper, all that stuff. Child, broke my heart. I was like, Beyonce? She would never. She loves the Lord. Ciao. Miss Brown Sugar said, I never hated Babe, but I always felt bad for the other girls not getting their shine. Same. Seeing them all together at the Houston show did my heart good. Oh, I cried. When I saw them all in the back and they were hugging each other. Because I was just like, this is what I've always wanted since I was 12. Yeah. That's the perfect song to start with. I don't think he's going to do confessions. He may. Yeah, I've been looking into Olaplex, Teresa. I've been looking at Olaplex for a minute. The salon messed up my curls, and Olaplex helped me get them back. A little goes a long way. Okay, I'll absolutely try it out. Nisha said, hey, I'm single. I got plenty of time on the weekend for your lives. I live with my parents. Plus, after watching Love at the Lockup, 2020 pandemic, I'm good building myself up in my coins. Absolutely. I firmly believe live with your parents as long as you can. As long as you can. Like, for what? Do it. Or with your siblings. That's what I'm doing with my siblings. I can absolutely live on my own. I don't want to. I would be stressed the hell out. Could you imagine I was living on my own, living my best life, and this strike hit, and I don't have any income for like 7 months? I'll be on one of my sisters' apartments on the couch, like a dummy. No. Save your money as long as you can. They were all those girls, if we're keeping a buck. They were a phenomenal group. Hey, E for Empathy said, hey, Star fam. Hey, Nikki. Lisa is tripping. She had me hot at the end of the episode. Yeah, she's losing a lot of favor. Hey, Elizabeth, thank you for the love. Hey, Anne Cherie. Thank you. Malty said, LOL, Nikki, I wasn't a stripper girl either. Then I saw clips. I don't know. I can't get into it. I cannot get into it. It's not my thing. It is not. I'm just like, okay, the picking up, now that would get me. The picking up, that would get me. But like my one and only experience with a stripper was just so uncomfortable. He was like in like these patent leather. It was like for my friend's birthday party. And she really wanted to strip her. And I was like, we're not those girls. But she really wanted to strip her. And it was like, we were mad young. Too young to be looking at a stripper. Anyway, it was like at the age for me, he seemed middle age. You know what I mean? And he comes there, but he has to go to like the basement, I guess, to like get everything erect. And he comes out in like this cowboy hat with patent leather cuffs and patent leather like platform boots. What straight woman is getting moist off of that? That was just so, I was like, what is happening? Then he was like in a thong. You want your man in a thong? It wasn't for me. He was like in a thong, and then he had like a string on his penis, and he was like popping it in everybody's faces. And then he was like going to lift everybody up. And he came over to me. I was just like, I'm not interested. I was such a party pooper. Even back then, oh my God. If I could do it all over again, I would have more fun. But it didn't turn me on. It didn't turn me on. Alana said I couldn't wait to be old enough to go to Freaknik. Thank God it fell off before I got there, because I would be real nervous right about now. See, Freaknik was wild because we had one in Philly. It was wild. I just could not believe the stuff that I was seeing. I was so terrified of Freaknik. I always wanted to go to Club McDonald's. If you're from Philly, you know what I'm talking about. My sisters and her friends used to get dressed up. They used to go downtown and get these furs. They would get their little designer bags and their boots, and they would just go to the let out called Club McDonald's, and they would just be posted, and it would like be biker boys out there, drug dealers in their nice cars. Like it was like where you would be if you were like the flyest of the fly is in Philly. And I like could not wait to get old enough to go. And by the time I got old enough, it was like no more, because the cops kept on breaking it up, and I was like, I finally am old enough to go. And I can't. Oh, it sucks so bad. It was like right where Temple is. It's a raggedy McDonald's now. 179 said, I'm a late November baby, but I did a birthday in Waikiki and Cancun. And late Sag babies have to share our birthdays with Thanksgiving. Absolutely. I'm literally the week after Thanksgiving. Indigo Girl said, Kat, Monique, and now a Freaknik documentary. It's the age of Aquarius for sure. Absolutely. Some people said Yolanda better cool it in the docuseries. Twitter said they ready to square up. I'm not watching that garbage. She needs to stay locked up. Spency said, I use AG fast food. Who's AG? Leave-in conditioner. Curl activated by AG and mousse by Echo. Olaplex broke me out. So can you send a link to me on Instagram so I can check it out? Because I don't know what that is. Multi said, thank God for my family. I live with my sister. If not for her, I'd be on the streets hungry. Absolutely. Absolutely. Especially when we're all contract employees. Ciao. Winston, I got that one. Thank you so much, Anne Cherie, for the super chat. Thank you. Jade said, to be honest, Destiny Child got better when the girls left. The music improved. The vocals improved tremendously. Yeah, but they were our girls when they were together. They were our girl. It's just, I don't know. Maybe they got to dress a certain way. I don't know. Maybe if we don't do the thongs. I don't know what it is. It's just not for me. It's just not for me. Me too. It's like fun, but like I guess, and I was also very devout, guys. So I like couldn't really enjoy it. I think now I would probably be like, oh my God, no! But before I was like, oh, you're going to hell. That's evil. I couldn't get into it. And I was really young. I don't even think that I like had done anything with a guy like that. Like outside of kissing and dry humping. I I was very young. Not like childlike, but like, too young to be seeing a stripper. Too young to be seeing a stripper. Yes, the let out. As soon as I got old enough, it was done. It was done. Oh my goodness. Anne Cherie said, I don't even watch those shows. I just love listening to you talk. You're ready to love live with your mom. Had me hollering though. What is ATL meetup? I live in Littleburn. I don't know. I think I'm trying to wait to get to 20K to see. No, I didn't even start. I'm just catching up with you guys, but I'm about to. So you're right on time. I want to see, get 20K to see, because I like, let me tell you something. I'm not that girl that's be like, that's like, oh, if only 3 show up, it wasn't successful. No. I absolutely do not care about the numbers, but I want it to be like, not but. I just made a goal for myself. I want to like do 20K, and then I want to like do a meetup. I think that'll be fun to have like something to talk about. I feel like 20K in a meetup makes sense. So we'll see. No, it comes out in March. Hiya, Satu. Thank you for being here. It's entertaining. For me, I don't get turned on. Like, you know what I get turned on? When a guy's just like, oh, I got it. No, you don't got to worry about it. I already took care of it. That's more of my thing. The stripping it. You can keep that, buddy. You can keep that. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's an ick. Who knows? Let's get into the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. It was fun chatting with you guys. Let me put up my reminder so we can. Oh, wait. Do I have the ladies in here? Do I have Beverly Hills? Yeah, I have Beverly Hills in here. No. Okay, well, I'll put that there just while I get my notes together. Tommy Mottola lives on a road. Maybe he home. Hello. Let's talk about blouses. Do we have any blouses in the Star family? I learned what a blouse was watching this episode. A blouse is a feminine top. And I only learned that because Garcelle was talking about how she had Andy Cohen on her podcast, and she asked him if he was a top or a bottom. And I was just like, should you be asking that? Anyway, but she did. She asked him that. He answered. And he said that he was an aggressive top. Well, my business. But then they started talking about they talked to their friends, and their gay friends are just like, oh, I'm a blouse, which is an effeminate top. So shout out to the blouses, shout out to the tops, shout out to the aggressive tops, shout out to the bottoms. Welcome to the Star fam. If you're in here, wave your hand, say hey. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? So I do want to talk about this. There was like, this whole episode was a little chill, but I did think that it was a really beautiful moment where Sutton like had the realization that she was wrapping up 3 of the most important male relationships in her life, with the spreading of Mercer's ashes. That's why she was having a breakdown, because it was closure. It was a wrap, right? So she said she was holding on to the ashes because I guess she could just hold on to those memories in that time. But now when she has to spread Mercer's ashes, she's saying goodbye to him. And she's not just saying goodbye to him, she's saying goodbye to her dad, and she's saying goodbye to her marriage with her husband, Christian. And she was just like, this is the finality of that. And that's why she was having such a hard time letting go, which is understandable. I feel like we've all had those moments in relationships, and like holding on to certain possessions and certain things and moving on. I remember when I realized it was time for me to leave Philly, broke down because I knew like what I needed to do, I could not do in my city. And I knew that I was leaving behind so much of me to find the rest of me. And it was hard. It was a hard, but it was something that I had to do. And I knew that that part of my life in Philly was a finality. And I knew I wasn't going to come back. Like I knew that that was just not going to happen. So I understood, hers was a bit more intense, of course, because it was the loss of her father, the loss of her marriage, and then the loss of a man that was like a father to her. So I get it. And it was a really special moment. And I'm thankful that she shared that and that the show really took time and care with that and allowed us to see it through. And then I like how they brought it back up because when she spread the ashes, the ashes flew back on everybody. Garcelle was like, it got on my purse and in my wig. It was a fun little moment to bring the joy back to something that could have just been so somber. Now let's get into how all the ladies were, following Sutton, and they were saying goodbye to things, right? Saying goodbye to marriages, saying goodbye to family members, saying goodbye to fear. Erica gets up there and she's just like, wow, I'm saying goodbye to feeling like you ladies betrayed me because I was going through the hardest time of my life and you guys were terrible to me. You did not believe me. And I was holding on to a lot of anger towards you guys because you guys were not kind to me. So I want to let it go. Yeah. She still doesn't get it. It's like Erica still does not get it. Nobody thought that you did anything wrong. The ladies were telling you that the way you were going about it, you came off terribly. And I feel like you should have listened to them because they were letting you know we're basically filming a TV show and you are trying to act like a victim towards people who have lost their lives. You are not a victim. You got played by your trick. You're not a victim. The game is the game, and this is what happens. And I think that's the same thing that's happening on The Real Housewives of Miami, right? These women, we know the kind of relationships that y'all getting into. The ladies who you are filming with know the kind of relationships because they have been in the same kind of relationships or in the same kind of relationships. There's no mercy. There's no compassion for the game. The game is the game. If you are not smart enough to out-trick your trick, then that's on you. That's the game. So you're not going to sit here and try to make these women feel bad about your situation not working out when they know what the relationship is. You want them to cry and say, oh my God, this is so bad. But they're like, just get under something else older and richer. That's what we all did. That's the game. So she, like Lisa, is looking for compassion and something. She's looking for compassion in a situation with people who know this lifestyle and have done the same thing. And there's no compassion in this game. You're never going to find it. And then you're going to try to gaslight them and legitimize this relationship when you first came on the show, you let us know what it was. It's the same thing with Lala. It's like now that everything has not worked out for you, now you're talking different. Now you want compassion. Now you're mad at everybody for not feeling compassion for you when you let everybody know that this relationship was a trick. You're not going to get that. And now she's trying to gaslight the ladies and say that they were mean to her and they didn't listen to her. And now it's actually working because a lot of them are starting to feel bad. Garcelle is being one of them. And I'm like, all y'all told her was to be kind. That's all y'all said. All y'all said was, girl, let them shoes go so them people can get some money. That's all they said. How are they wrong? And how is Erica right? But it's going to work because she's not going to let it go. She's not going to let it go, and they are going to allow her to gaslight them. It is what it is. It is what it is. I wouldn't say sorry for nothing. Absolutely not. If anything, I would be like, girl, you need to say sorry to me because you were awful. You were awful. You were not nice to be around, and nothing was happening to you. Cow. Listen, Cow was getting on my nerves. I'm like, it's the dragging out of this faux lesbianism and the dragging out of this faux divorce, impending divorce. Like, girl, if it is what it is, let's just say it and move forward. Because when it's time for her to release, she gets up there. I just give, things and people. Shut up. I'm sorry. I don't feel like the evasiveness. Like, let's go. What is it? What is it? Are you clam diving on that 30-year-old? Are you and Mauricio breaking up? Like, what's going on? Because we are too far in the season now for you to still be evasive. Like, what are the producers doing in the confessionals with her? Are y'all asking her questions? I'm just over it. I'm like, what's happening? It's like everything is just so vague. Why are we covering her? And why is she going to be in the front seat? We don't have no clear answers of anything that's going on in her life. I'm over it. I am over it. I will say this, right? There was a scene where all of the ladies were in this in their sprinter van, and they were talking, it was first talking about Erica and her relationship. And then it got into like divorce, and and Sutton was just like, you got to make sure you have all your affairs in order. And then Kyle goes, well, prenup sometimes, but you don't really know what you're signing. You just sign stuff or whatever. And then in her confessional, she's just like, listen, all I do is sign whatever he gives me. He just gives me something and I sign it. So I don't know what's happening, but I trust him. I don't know. Maybe I need to take off my tinfoil hat, but I feel like she's setting up an incompetence defense. That's what I feel like is happening. I'm like, is your man about to be in some trouble? Because why did you give us that information that he just gives you stuff to sign and you sign it and you don't know what you're signing? Why did you give us that? Kyle is too calculated to just say anything. So I was like, what's happening? Because why would you say that to us? I'll take the tinfoil hat off for now. But there was no reason for her to volunteer that information. So anyway, Kyle sits down with Dorit because Dorit is just like, what's going on with my friend? Like, I don't know what's happening. I can't really say anything. You're giving me vague answers about your relationship, this country western kid that you're banging. You're not really saying anything about it. Like, I don't know what's going on with you and Maurizio. And so Kyle finally lets her know that they're dealing with some things, but it's just really tough and she doesn't know what she's going to do. And then in her confessional, she's just like, I can't really tell the girls that I don't know what's going to happen with my marriage because that's really tough. And I'm just really unsure about where this relationship is going. And I get that, and I honestly respect that. Keep that off the show. Then you need to have another storyline that's not about this marriage, because it feels like you're playing with me, right? It just feels like you're throwing something out there to keep me off the trail. So if there's no trail for me to be kept off of, I wouldn't think that if you were acting in a way that made sense. You're just not. Everything is evasive. Everything is evasive. Like, you don't have to talk about you and Morgan. You don't have to talk about Mauricio. But what you're not going to do is bring it to us and then take it back. Then bring it to us, then take it back. Dangle this relationship. You're sucking this woman's fingers, but it's not like that. What the hell is going on? Why are you carrying around her big shoes? What's going on? Oh, Mauricio, he just leaves and I don't know where he is, and I don't check up on him because he doesn't check up on me. And so when I'm away with Morgan, I don't tell him what I'm doing. What's going on? Just say it. Why are we dragging this out like this is such great tea? I feel like if anything comes out, we're not going to care anymore because y'all dragged it out too much. Y'all should have struck while the iron was hot, while we were caring about this tea. Now we do not care. Now we're all like, please move on. Please move on. We are tired. That's all I wanted to say. There wasn't a lot that happened on this episode. I think they're, holding it for next week, when I think there's going to be a confrontation between Garcelle and Erica about how Erica treated the group poorly and that she was not a victim. That might be interesting. We will see. That's all I have to say. What do you guys have to say? Let's get into it. Fly Jones said Beverly Hills is dry to me, but hopefully it'll pick up. That's how I felt about this episode. I agree. Oh, so Steph is in a building. What's up, sis? Oh, of course. But 20K is the goal. 20K is the goal, and then we're gonna party all up and down. Party in the USA. Party in the USA. Listen, not my community, not my business, but I was just like, really? Okay. Y'all messy. That's how he identifies. Some people say, so does that mean that he wanted to top Anderson Cooper? It's Anderson. I don't know about Anderson. We don't know about Anderson. And I don't even think that Anderson would allow him. I don't think Andy is Anderson's type. She sure did. Sutton has been delivering. She showed up to work. She earned it. Miss Brown Sugar said, was Garcelle being for real with those questions? Every now and then she asks questions about sex, sexuality that makes her sound like my mom in Ohio, not in a Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Housewives, an actor in Hollywood. I think she asked those questions because she wants to be, she still wants to be in the mix because the ladies talk about sex a lot, but I think she's very guarded because her children are old enough to watch this show. But Garcelle is probably very nasty behind closed doors. She's very nasty. Isn't she at her sexual peak? When does the sexual peak die down for women? Because I know the older we get, the hornier we get. Hold on. What's sexual peak for women? Oh, 30s and early 40s? Really? This time of life? One study showed that women between 27 and 45 have more frequent and more intense sexual fantasies. Oh, really? No, not at 27. And 45. It dies down at 45? Well, something must be up with my bloodline because my aunties are still getting it in. And let me mind my business. Let me shut up. To the point where I be embarrassed. I'm like, no, I don't have nobody. They got several niggas on the docket. I don't got nothing. So I feel like, she might still be peaking or at it, feeling a little sort of way, but not comfortable enough to talk about it because of her kids, which I understand. She still doesn't get it. It's so sad. Still delusional. She's still a victim. And the thing about it is, if she lets this go, she will have an amazing season because we really like her. But she's just been so gone and annoying. Jay said Erica didn't even get played. She just got caught up in the game she willingly participated in. Absolutely. Momi said, I had to leave behind so much of me to find the rest of me. That hit my heart, Nikki. Oh. I'm currently at that stage. It's a challenge to move on from what you know, even if it's holding you back. Yeah, it's hard. And honestly, when I think about everything that I went through to get to me today, I probably wouldn't have done it. I probably would have left home. And if I would have not left Philly, I would have still had a good life. It wouldn't be the life that I'm supposed to live, but I would have still had a good life. But I just knew when my time wrapped up there. And it broke my heart because I love Philly down. That's my heart. I had a great life there. It was a poor and working class life, but I grew up in a hood and we had community. Now that I'm older, I'm in, neighborhood. There's no community. There's no community anymore. And I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful that I had community. I'm thankful that I had relationships. I'm thankful that I got to experience block parties and know what community is like, especially now that it's all gone. It's very hard to find nowadays, especially in the States. Oh, hold on. I'm coming.
Do something weird with the door.
I don't do nothing weird with the door.
Are you on live?
Yes,
Needy, Bellini.
Lauren Starr is here. Yeah, yes, I do. I got on my booty shorts. Mind your business. Gibby Shelton said, it looks like next week or so tells Erica she doesn't take anything back. And good for her. She did not do anything wrong. She didn't do anything wrong. Shonda said, please subscribe to Nikki's second channel, NikkiStar at Home. And she posted my link there. Thank you so much, Shonda. I'm just tired of it. Like, tell us what it is or leave us alone, please. Miss T said Erica has another doc coming out. She will be meeting with the victims. I did see that, but I didn't see anything else. I saw like one advertisement and then I couldn't find anything else. That would make sense because neither one of them has earned that first chair. So that would absolutely make sense. The Optic said Cal doesn't have any problem and that is okay. Cal is never directed about her life nor her marriage from season 1. It is what it is. It is what it is, but just don't tell us. Like, I don't have a problem if she doesn't want to talk about it. I always say lie. Make something up. Just be interesting. But you keep on talking about it, then you pull back. Then you talk about it. Don't tell us. Don't give me half the tea. I want all of it or none at all. Miss Brown Sugar said it's because Cal has spent 13 years forcing info out of the rest of her cast to the point of harassment, only to decide she gets to choose what and when to share. Girl, bye. Ciao. We see each other. We see each other. She never has to. She never has to, ever. And they just let it slide. And I'm like, listen, chop, chop. Time's up. Time's up. Thank you, Shonda. Please like the video to get NikkiStar TV to 16K. Thank you. Give me Shelter said Cal's husband just settled a huge lawsuit, according to Twitter. Ciao. Teresa said, isn't Mo getting sued for that house he sold to a friend in Africa, probably trying to cover? Yeah, I think so. Hey, Baka, thank you for being here. I did hear about that. I know that they went to court and they just decided to settle. I don't know if that guy got what he asked for or more, but I know that if you settle, for me, I feel like it's because you don't think you can win the case. Yes, answers without answering, leaving you confused and angry. No shade. At least drop her down to friend of. Dorit didn't deliver. The only scenes that were good with Dorit was when Garcelle was making her work. She's just not showing up. She could be over it, and that's okay. Miss Frenchica said exactly. It's the way she drags Mo into her confessionals or alludes to him not being there. And when the fans responded, she's like, no, Mo offered to cancel and he's great, and y'all jump to conclusions. That's the problem. That's the problem. It's like those girls on TikTok who do those videos about how terrible their husbands are. And it's just like when we say something, or like if people start commenting and be like, oh, girl, you need to leave. That's not it. Oh, no, he's a good man. He's a good man. Then why in the hell did you tell us that he doesn't bathe for days and makes you, perform fellatio on him, on a dirty penis? Like, why did you tell us that? And he didn't want a reaction. Like, what is it? What is it? Thank you, Sebastian, for the super chat. Sebastian said, Nikki, put the tinfoil hat back on, LOL. That scheming heifer is always plotting. I'm hoping Morgan starts talking since they broke. Oh, they broke up? I didn't know that. Ooh. F-Teeny 22 said, Sutton is the MVP this season. She's doing all things, showing true emotional depth, letting us into her personal life, giving us hilarious lines. Name them. She sure is. She deserves it. She deserves it. The Optic said Erica's behavior is reminiscent of current U.S. citizens' response to reparations, strictly for African Americans who are descendant of enslaved Africans who built the U.S. And you were on it. You were on it. Oh, you're right. You are right. Lovey said yes. Really 30s and 40. So Steph said I'm 45 and nothing has died at all. Listen, my aunts, I'll be living vicariously through them. Some people said older Haitian women don't talk about sex. Even using proper words for genitalia is considered curse words. Okay, thank you so much for that, because that will explain a lot. Even Haitian men won't say the words. Oh, that would explain a lot. Hey, Will, Thank you for being here, my love. TGI Friday, indeed. You know what? That's a good observation because Kiki, she don't play. She gets down and she lets you know while holding the vibrator. Yeah, but you think, well, they're not studying women. And they're especially not studying Black women. Ciao. But they won't. And I don't know why. I don't know why. Like, make her work, please. For once in her life, make her work. No, I want to discuss Traitors last because some people in the chat haven't watched it yet. Asatu said, I never cared about Kyle's storyline. I cared as much as she cared about Jax getting insulted by Erica. I still think her divorce is fake. Something is up because we watched the episode and then she's like, she posts a picture of them too. She's just like, oh, we're great. We're fine. Why are you telling us this then? It's weird. It's weird. Miami is eating. And nobody's watching. I hate it. She's really good in confessionals. I don't think it's enough because she's not that great in scenes. I'm not going to call it a scam because she said it was real and it happened to her. But I'm like, how convenient that something so tragic happened to you and you just don't even mention it. Like if my house got broken into, I'm just speaking for myself, and my children were there and I got held at gunpoint and I told them to please take whatever they want, just don't kill my children, I would be talking about that my entire time on the season. Because that's something extremely traumatic. And maybe she's choosing not to speak about it, but I'm just like, how did you talk about it that whole time and now you just nothing? You just dropped it? Okay. Let's move on to Miami. I love those girls. They're showing up. I cannot believe that they got off that raggedy boat to go into that raggedy dead doll house to use the bathroom. I'm like, listen, I'm a lady, but I will go on the side of the boat or in that nasty lake before I go into that dead doll restroom. I was just like, what are y'all doing? There's no other bathroom they could have taken them to. But I think, and it's sad to say, but I think they wanted to get a deeper reaction out of Julia because they saw her reacting to the dolls. And I think that's the only reason why they went over there and made the ladies use the restroom, because there was just no reason. They were passing by. Why are you guys stopping over there? Oh, because Julia's having a reaction. And it seemed a little sinister to me. I didn't like it, but it is what it is. They went over to the doll house to go to the bathroom while I believe it was Marisol, Adriana, Larsa, and Lisa. They all are, using the restroom, walking around the dead doll house. While that's happening, Julia's hyperventilating, right? Because she's thinking about her child. And she said, she doesn't like anything like that. And also, this trip has also been very hard on her because this was also the first time that she was in the church. She hadn't been in church since she lost her son. So all of these, there's a lot of emotional things happening with Julia on this trip. So she was being triggered by the doll house. She starts hyperventilating and breaking down. As she starts breaking down, Gertie starts breaking down. This was not a funny moment, but the thing that took me out is that Gertie was trying to comfort Julia, but then her emotions got the best of her, and she was breaking down so much while she's trying to comfort Julia. So much is happening to her body and she's breaking down. I don't think that she realized that she was like stabbing Julia in her eye. Julia's holding her chest because she's hyperventilating and crying about what she's seeing. Gertie is just so emotional and crying, and she's like comforting Julia, but her hand is like in her eye. And while she's comforting her, she's shaking Julia's head. And I'm like, oh my God, they are great TV even when they're not trying. I love this cast. And So as they're breaking down, Dr. Nicole to me was a stellar housewife this episode. She starts trying to console them. Then Gertie, all of a sudden, she's leaning back and they're like, oh, Gertie needs to vomit. Meanwhile, Julia's still breaking down. Julia's still breaking down. Now Kiki's trying to comfort her. And the ladies are on the boat unaware of what's going on. They walk over Larsa, who never hops into action. She always just starts asking questions. She's seeing everybody crying and falling over. And she's like, what's going on? What happened? We were just in it. What is happening? I'm like, Larsa, nobody's in the position to tell you what is happening right now. Girl, just jump in, help Dr. Nicole, help these ladies, because obviously there is a lot going on right now. So it's all this chaos. While all this chaos is going around, Gertie is still acting like she's about to vomit because she's very nauseous. Lars is like, what's going on? What's going on? Dr. Nicole is helping. Kiki is helping. Gertie is about to vomit. Julie is grabbing her chest and hyperventilating. Adriana is running over there to her. Marisol is looking for her drink. Alexia is trying to just help. Everybody's not knowing what's going on, trying to tell everybody to calm down. Then a mariachi band. In the midst of this chaos, a mariachi band gets on the boat and they start playing and singing. And I'm like, y'all don't see these ladies? Like, what are you doing? The mariachi band is playing. Then Gertie just starts vomiting. And they're like, ah! They're like, help her! Gertie is vomiting. What? And the mariachi band is still playing. Iconic TV. Iconic TV. So because all of this craziness is going on, they're like, we have to get Gertie off this boat because she's not doing well. Dr. Nicole, who I love, because I've always said, especially on this season, I wanted somebody to really be there for Gertie and really care for her on this show, because I feel like the ladies are so harsh with her. Dr. Nicole has been so pleasant. She has been, in my opinion, a true friend to her during this time. She helps Gertie off the boat. They call an ambulance because Gertie is just not doing well. Guess who goes with her? Dr. Nicole. She's in the ambulance with her. She calls her husband, lets him know that she's okay. Lets him see Gertie, and she takes care of her the whole time while she's in the ambulance. And I just love her. I just love her for that, because I was just like, if this is a sisterhood, where are Gertie's sisters during this time? I just did not see it, but Dr. Nicole really, really stepped up, and I love that. I don't think she's doing it because, she's in the medical profession. I think she's doing it because, Gertie's a friend and she's just a kind person. I love seeing that. Let's get to Adriana. Adriana performs at Pride. I think they're in Spain, right? Pride, Spain. And it's she finds out that it's 200,000 people. This Pride parade or Pride performance is huge for Adriana. And she goes out there and she's just like, I am so excited for this performance that Emilio put together for me. I need to know what's going on. What is he getting out of this? Because no shade, the performance, sashay away, Adriana. Sashay away, because she was lip syncing the whole time. She was off the lip sync, the dancing. She's a woman of particular age, so I'm not expecting her to, be dancing like Paula Abdul in her heyday, but I was expecting a little something more with all them freaking dancers. And, the song was cute, but I'm like, how? I don't see them asking her to perform. I see somebody with a very powerful presence making this happen. And I'm like, Emilio, Adriana is saying that you did this. I need to know why. What is the relationship? Are y'all friends? Is this your uncle? Is this your best friend? I'm sorry. I don't understand how this giant in the music industry is investing so much in this woman when this is the quality of the performance that we're getting. And why is she showing up to record with no panties? Something. It's not making sense. It's not making sense. Gloria, get your man off this show. Get your man off this show. The crowd was not feeling that performance at all. Let's get into Lisa, who was still dragging the fact that Gertie threw a juice box at her, acting like a perpetual victim. She's not letting it go. Before they even get off the bus, Gertie's like, girl, I love you. I want to move forward. I'm sorry about that. Let's just have a good time, right? So Lisa says, sure, yeah, just don't throw anything at me. And Gertie's like, I'm sorry, I won't do that. Let's just have fun. So they're all having a good time, having fun. Gertie starts dancing. Kiki, forgive me. Kiki starts dancing, and Lisa, and she kicks up her leg, and Lisa's just like, make sure you don't hurt me, don't hit me. And Kiki is like, okay, all right. So they hang out later, and Kiki is a little annoyed because I guess after they hung out, Lisa was still making comments about her trying to harm her, but like very passive aggressive. Don't hurt me. I know you like to fight. Those things, right? After they have moved forward, right? And my thing is, you can still be in your feelings. Just don't move forward with the person. Don't say you're going to move forward. Don't say everything is cool. Don't tell people that everything is gravy when you still got a beef. Be like, you know what? I didn't like what you did. Thank you for the apology. I need a minute. Please give me some space. But don't say that you're cool and act like you guys are moving forward and then, get in these spaces and then try to make her feel uncomfortable. So now Kiki is not really feeling Lisa right now because Lisa is basically making her feel like she's an aggressor and saying that she's aggressive. And then even though Lisa said that she was chill with her, when she sits down with the ladies, Kiki doesn't arrive yet. And she's like, oh, don't make sure you don't let her sit next to me because me and Kiki, we're not good. We're not in a good place. What is going on? So now y'all not good? When did all of this happen, right? So Kiki starts telling the other ladies, and when she finally meets up with Lisa's just like, oh, we're gonna have so much fun, just don't hit me. And Kiki's like, oh, I'm out. So Larsa comes over and she starts talking to Kiki. She's like, Kiki, what's going on? And Kiki is just like, she's saying that I want to hit her and hurt her, and just make me feel like I'm some aggressor or whatever. And Larsa is just like, in her confessional, Larsa's like, I like Lisa, that's my friend, but she was wrong. She was the one who initiated that whole argument and made Kiki respond that way because she was the one that was getting aggressive. Kiki wasn't getting aggressive. Larsa is gagging me in this whole interaction. I can't believe that this is how she's talking because I pegged her so differently from how she has treated Gertie. So she's just like, I'm going to say something to Lisa because this is not right. So then Julia talks to Kiki, and Kiki is just like, I don't like how she's acting. She's acting really entitled, and it's not fun. It's not fun how she's, acting like everybody's problem. Her problem is everybody's problem, and that she treats people poorly and uses the excuse that she's going through something, and that's not okay. So Julia, being a bone carrier that she is, takes the bone back to Lisa, right? So she tells Lisa everything that Kiki and Larsa was saying. But then Julia drops this dime. She says, well, the rest of the group feels a certain way about, how you are treating everyone. And we feel that you're not treating us really nice. Like you're not being nice to us because of what you're going through. And we kind of want you to get over it and move forward. So Dr. Nicole is like, well, wait a minute. I didn't say that. Alexia is like, oh, no, girl, I didn't say that either. So they're like, no, you can't speak for me and say that I've said something. But I have to be honest, ladies. Y'all all have talked about how Lisa has been dragging this divorce, right? And like I said earlier, Lisa is expecting the ladies to have compassion for this marriage like it wasn't an arrangement. They're treating the situation like it's an arrangement. And Lisa is just like, oh, no, this is a grassroots marriage. This is the real deal. And everybody's just like, girl, we know what it is. Get your coins and move forward, right? But Lisa doesn't want the ladies to think that, right? She wants everybody else to believe that this wasn't a setup, an arrangement. No shame with it. Ain't nobody judging. So then Lisa starts playing victim. And she's just like, oh, I want to go because I don't like how you guys are making me feel. I want to have fun and I want to dance and I don't want to be around you guys because you guys are being nice to me. And I'm telling you, you can tell And they were all fed up because while Lisa was doing this crying, they were just like, she walked away and they let her walk away. They're sick of it. They're sick of it because Lisa is nasty to everybody but Lenny. She treats everybody else like garbage but Lenny, the one that's inflicting the harm. So she's taking everything and dumping on them. And then Kiki explains to her, she's like, what you said to me really hurt me because I grew up the way that you were, I grew up in a way that you were talking about the people who were with the dogs. Like that's where this all came from. And Lisa triggered Kiki. Kiki was like, listen, when you said that those dogs, that's the best food that they're ever going to eat, that hurt me because you made it seem like just because how those people were living in that home that they weren't going to treat that dog good or give them good food. And she was just like, well, I didn't mean it like that. But Lisa, you did, right? But you probably normally talk like that, but not in mixed company. You didn't know that your words would hurt someone because you probably talk with people who speak that way about poor people. But you hit Kiki. So she had a problem with that. And she's trying to explain to Lisa why she hurt her. And then Lisa says, well, I'm not responsible for your childhood trauma. I can't fix that. And that just sets Kiki off. She gets upset and she tells Lisa that her karma is Lenny because she's so entitled and she's so nasty and she's so mean to everybody. Her karma is Lenny because of how she acts. Now, here's what I will say. I think it was two trigger people who had an argument. And because of this argument, they both hit below the belt. I can see where Lisa is coming from and I can see where Kiki is coming from, but I think they both hit below the belt. And if they don't fix this, it's going to create a divide in the group and it's going to get really, really, really toxic because everybody was on Kiki's side until she said that Lenny is Lisa's karma. That did not go over well, Miss Kiki. That did not go over well. That's all I have to say about this show. What do you guys have to say? Let's get into it. Yeah, I felt like they did that to get a reaction out of her. There was no reason for them to stop there, in my opinion. My opinion. I don't think that they needed to do that. That just wasn't necessary, but they wanted to get a reaction out of her. That lip gloss thing, like that's the thing. Like Lisa makes things about her a big deal, but if it's about anybody else, she's like her reaction when she heard that Gertie had cancer. And no, I can't say what I have to say just because she's going through something. Are you kidding me? The way you make everybody suffer because your sponsor is cutting you off? It's like she is very selfish and entitled. She is very selfish and entitled. Give Me Shelter said, I felt bad for the gondola operator. These housewives cause PTSD in these service workers, and it ain't right. Well, one of the service workers from the girls' trip show is actually suing Bravo. Ciao. Miss Pressure said, I love that they all react in different ways. Every single time there's a group experience. This is why group scenes matter. This is why I hate when these ladies X people out of group scenes. No, everybody has to be there. Everybody has to film. If it's a cast of 7 people need to be in the scene. I'm sick of the 2 or the 3. Just because you don't like her, she can't come. No, everybody has to be there because this is the chemistry that we get. Vodka said, I want a friend like Dr. Nicole. Thank God for such friends. Yeah, she's a really good friend. They're in Mexico City? How did I miss that? Thank you. How is this possible? Very, very. Sebastian, thank you for the super chat. Sebastian said, wake it up. I need Gloria to go to Emilio's studio. Thank you so much for the super chat. It's weird. It's weird. It just does not make sense. I'm like, how much money is he getting out of this? Where I don't see the capital. That's the thing. I need to see the capital to be like, oh, okay. Okay. She did. She was so aggressive with Kiki. And she was aggressive with Gertie, but not Lenny. And when Larsa told her that her whole life is a lie, oh, she practiced restraint. But with Gertie and Kiki, you ready to rumble. Ciao. JG said, Lisa reminded me of why I stopped liking her after the previous seasons got canceled. She's a huge Trump supporter, of course. That would say things like, I came here the right way, those immigrants didn't. Of course. Of course. They did. They really, really did. Alexia is surprising me. Alexia is surprising me. I'm surprised to see Julia so messy. I'm like, Julia, look at you stirring the pot. Spitzy said Miami has the heat, but not the girlies throwing up. Oh my goodness. All this was happening. They're like, get a bucket for Gertie. There's such good TV. Thank you, Shonda. Shonda said, thanks for joining NikkiStar Live. Please like and subscribe for more great content. Thank you. Give Me Shelter said, Kiki made great points. Lisa had no defense, so she victimized herself. Lenny about to leave her and those kids in the same position as the... Ciao. JG said, Lisa just said the bank account would no longer have her name on it. But Kiki was right. Right? Nobody can. Nobody can. I mean, I can get, honestly, I can get what she's going through is very hard. Like that man embarrassed her. Embarrassed her. And I honestly get that and I understand that humiliation. But the way she is terrible to everybody else but him, nah, you lose me there. You lose me there. You standing up to Kiki, but you won't stand up to Lenny. Nah, you lose me. You lose me there. Yeah, Miss Frenchika said, I honestly cannot see where Lisa is coming from. All she had to do was listen, right? Where is the mother? Where is the mother? Toya said, Lisa bringing nothing but self-pity, entitlement, and caring behavior. Give Kiki her mojito, please. The optic said Kiki should have grabbed her faux golden trusses for that. I'm not your therapist. I can't fix your childhood trauma when everyone has been a listening ear or coaching her or catering to her whim, especially Kiki. Especially Kiki. Lisa's just selfish. Kiki is right. True. I just felt like they both helped. They both hit below the belt. And because of that, I'm just like, can you guys fix this? Don't make it harder for reconciliation, in my opinion. JG said the fact that Lisa says she can't be a therapist while wanting the latest to be hers. Come on. It's sounding, her sounding board was insane. Like, girl, what? Very true. The opposite said Lisa started it and went low first. I fear they would make Kiki apologize because most of the women have been in or are currently in Lisa's predicament. I feel so. I think so too. But it seems like Larsa is going to be standing her ground with Kiki. This might be a shakeup. This might be a shakeup. JG said, I think they all reacted because they didn't want to hear Lisa cry about what Kiki said for the next year. Probably. Let's move on to Traitors. Phaedra is eating. Phaedra is eating Traitors up. I am so proud. So we start off with Peter. Oh, wait, do I not have their pictures? Hold on. I thought I had my Traitors pictures up here. I don't. But while I'm looking, timestamps are in the description box below. 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 Thank y'all for loving my weird behind. Let me bring these pictures up. Traitors. Delivering. Episode after episode. Delivering. All right, let me get one more. Where is he? Here we go. Pete. Dumb. This is the thing. Smart guy, but him being the one to get Dan out of a traitor is going to his head. It's going to his head. He got so cocky so quickly, he's ruining the game for himself. I think it was completely stupid for him to refuse the Traitors and saying, "Oh, I want to play the game the right way." This is a game show called The Traitors. The right way would be to join and be a traitor. Because now every challenge you're going to have to try and win a shield. When you just could have been a traitor, got everybody out the game, and then at the end, it'd be you and probably two other people at the end. So you're obviously going to get some money, right? He didn't play the game smart. He got so high, and everybody lifted him up because he got Dan out, and he just lost track of the game. He lost track of the game. I'm like, Peter, you should have absolutely joined. Playing the game the right way. This is a game. This is a slick game. This is a game of scamming. You're not going to win if you're not scamming. So I was like, when he refused that, I was just like, yeah, nah, not smart. It was a dumb move. It puts a target on his back, and I don't think we're going to see him after next week's episode. I think he's going to be the next person murdered after Trishelle. Also, there would have been some good TV. Peter as a traitor taking out his own team. That would have been some good TV. Poverty. Again, I know you guys get on me about your people because Big Brother people or Survivor people, I know you're a huge fan of these people on those TV shows. She's not playing this game. Yeah. She's not playing this game correctly. Poverty is just so freaking obvious. She's so obvious about everything. And now she's suspecting that Phaedra doesn't have her back. Why would Phaedra have your back when you tried to get her out along with Dan? You think she doesn't know that? You think she doesn't see your moves? Phaedra is one of the smartest players on this show. She is watching everything. Why on earth would she have your back when you have never had her back? You're next. You are next. Before I get into Trishelle, another thing I want to say about Poverty. When Peter shows up to breakfast, Poverty looks at Peter and she goes, "Oh, hey, Peter. Still think I'm a traitor? I guess the traitors didn't get you." Like, why are you letting him know that you know what happened in the game that you're not supposed to know because you're not supposed to be a traitor? Like, as soon as she spoke to him and addressed him still being there, I was just like, well, if he didn't think that you were a traitor before, he has the information now because you are obviously pissed that he's still there. She's playing the game terribly, guys. Your fave is playing this game terribly. Let's go over to Trishelle. And my God, today, everybody is starting to see what I have been seeing since Peppermint. Everybody is starting to see it. Hold on. I thought I had her picture. Oh my God, do I not have Trishelle's picture? I don't have her picture. I never made an image for Trishelle. She gets on my nerves that much. Then I'll just use this one for now. Anyway, I'll make her image after this. Sorry, Trishelle, you get on my nerves so much I didn't even want to make you an image. But anyway, Trishelle. She's so obvious in that she's playing this game the way she operates in life, right? Because just like with Peppermint, although she's right about Phaedra, there's no reason for her to suspect Phaedra. With Peppermint, she said, "Oh, it's the way you looked at me and it's your tone." Very coded. We got what that was. Now with Phaedra, it's everybody likes you. Okay, what else you got? What else you got? But because she is a white woman, a frail white woman who cries at the drop of a dime, she uses that to her advantage, right? So she will, like with Peppermint, she knew exactly what she was doing. She was dealing with a black trans woman, and she Peppermint made her a brute, right? Made her something to fear, like tapped in on people's biases against her. It was just like, well, she looked at me funny and I was kind of scared. So everybody jumped in on that because of how people in society view trans black women. So now she's zeroing in on Phaedra. No proof, no nothing, just going off of, well, she's well liked. Oh, she calls everybody baby. I feel like she's 2 seconds from saying, oh, well, she's everybody's mammy. I feel like that's where she's going. She's playing the game in a very sinister way, and I hate that it has not yet been called out yet. Because at the end of this game, when everybody was lighting the torch, right? So they played this challenge. And this is what I want to say about Traitors. We have got to do something about the cast or about the challenges that you are choosing. Here is why I say this. The games and the challenges, I feel like at some point they're going to kill an older contestant. Why in the hell do you have John running drills? Why do you have this old man in the forest running up and down these hills full of leaves, full of rocks with asthma? This is an elderly man with asthma, and y'all have him doing these freaking Navy SEAL drills. Y'all are not thinking this through. I feel like y'all pick the challenges, then y'all pick the cast. Pick the cast first, and then pick the challenges, because somebody is not going to make it on another season of Traitors if you keep on giving them these Navy SEAL tasks. It does not make any sense. So in this challenge, everybody had to carry like a sack of money, but also they had to figure out these clues from the show. So it was, what's the symbol that's on the table? What does the writing in the kitchen mean? Things like that. So you just really had to pay attention and be aware. And if you got it wrong, they wrapped you up in like some netting, or you were almost drowned in a freaking pool of quicksand. Crazy stuff, right? And I'm just watching and I'm just like, oh my God, these people should not be doing this. But, everybody made it out alive. Thank you, Jesus. But there is a twist at the end, right? So the twist is, even if you won the safety for the next episode where you won't get killed by the traitor, even if you won those 2 safeties that was out there, you get an opportunity to save someone. And then that person gets an opportunity to save someone. And then that person gets an opportunity to save someone, right? So Phaedra, of course, she saves her castle daddy, CT. But CT doesn't save Trishelle. So what does Trishelle do? Runs around the house talking to everybody but CT, making herself a victim towards him and saying, oh, he doesn't like me. I thought he was my brother. Maybe that's not what it is. He doesn't like me. He's avoiding me, making him the bad guy for making a smart decision in a freaking game. It is a game, right? So she's talking to the women. Smart, right? Trishelle goes to the women because now she's been offended by a man. But when she was offended by Peppermint, who was black and trans, she ran to the white straight people for protection. She's doing the same thing now with CT because she's been offended by a man. She's running to the women. She ain't talked to one dude yet, but she's running to the women to tell them how this man has wronged her. She is very smart. They better get her out. She is very smart. She has one ticket to play, and that is frail white woman, and she is playing the hell out of it because she's sitting there with the woman. She's like, oh, and she's crying, and Phaedra was not here for it because Phaedra knew what it was. Phaedra knew exactly what it was. She's like, oh, it's fine. He's going to talk to you. It's okay. Like really going to bat for CT to bat the negative things that Trishelle was saying about him. So CT comes in, and he's like, oh, I'm going to let you ladies go. And Phaedra's like, no, you guys talk and you fix it. Very smart because she knew what Trishelle was doing. So they talk and she's just like, well, I thought we were friends. I thought you were my brother. And I'm like, He ain't never said that. And you ain't never said that until you realized that you were not safe in this game. I hated the way the CT had to buckle to her and apologize for being smart in the game. That's how she operates, and it works for her. It has worked for her entire life, and it's working for her in this game. Anyway, let me get back to Poverty. Because although Poverty thinks she's playing a smart game, I think neither her or Peter is smarter than Phaedra. But I think she still thinks that she's smarter than Peter, because now she's telling everybody, oh, well, doesn't Peter now seem like a traitor? Now, since he's alive, since he's still here, doesn't it seem like he's a traitor? Wouldn't the traitors recruit him? And I'm just like, you're saying only things that a traitor would say. And I don't think she realizes that John is watching her the whole time. That's one thing about John. John is very silent, but he is watching her the whole time. And I don't think she knows. And I feel like John is probably going to be the one that puts the nail in her coffin. She thinks it's going to be Peter, but I think John is going to be the one. He's going to be like, darling, I have been watching you from across the vestibule. I do not trust your eyes or your rancid spirit. Banishment is your honor. I think he's going to do something like that because she doesn't see that he is watching her. John is very smart. He's flying under the radar, but he is watching everything. Phaedra. Here's why I think she's going to win. She's smart. We always talk about, Phaedra is smart, she's slick, but she is like, Phaedra has seen this whole game from afar. Here's why I say that. So after Dan is out, Peter and his clique meet up. Phaedra's just like, I want to go see what they're all talking about. So she goes into the room and Peter says, oh, Phaedra, 1 second. Because they're all planning, right? He says, Phaedra, 1 second. Can you give me 1 second? So Phaedra says, sure. She closes the door and then she runs over to the leftovers. And she's like, well, Peter and his team was having a meeting and they kicked me out because they didn't want me to hear what they were talking about. What that does, that one little comment that she made to the group, what that did was create dissension between Peter and that entire group. So even if anybody was thinking she was a traitor, they're not focusing on her anymore. They're focusing on Peter and that group because what are they talking about? What are they meeting with? What are they meeting about? Especially since now Poverty has said that he could be a traitor now, or he could have been recruited. So Peter's in there telling him that the traitors recruited him, but he said no. He didn't. He said, no, I'm not going to take it. But I don't know if you guys were watching, but I was watching John the whole time Peter was talking to him. And John was like, like he was questioning it. I don't know if this is true, but I feel like John is going to come out with something, right? So anyway, Phaedra tells the group that. Then MJ runs over there. And she's like, oh, they're not going to kick me out. So she runs in there and Peter does the same thing. So now we have confirmation that they're meeting and they don't want anybody else in. So nobody else is a part of this group, right? So MJ comes back and tells them exactly what happened to her. It's the same thing that happened to Phaedra. So then all of a sudden, Sandra goes into survivor mode, right? She's like, oh, okay, so I guess we're the leftovers and they're now going to plan out the rest of the game. Oh, we're not going to let them decide our fate. So they all start meeting and talking about who they're taking out. So at the end of that meeting, Phaedra, who said nothing, all she said was, Peter told me to get out of the room. At the end of that meeting, the leftovers now have Peter as a target. And I still think that a lot of them think that he's a faithful, but because this game is eventually going to become every man for themselves, they realize that if they don't break that group up, they're going to go. So now it's the leftovers against Pete and his mighty Peteys, Pete and the Petettes, right? So now we have two dueling groups in the midst of trying to find the remaining traitors, and they don't realize that they are now going to be fighting each other because of a traitor. She's so smart. She's so smart. Nobody caught that. All she did was go in there and say, I went in there and they were talking about something, child, and Peter told me to leave, so I left. So now this group, the leftovers, is going to take out that group. And Phaedra is still going to be standing. She's so smart. She's so smart. Peter tried to get her in an alliance, and she said, absolutely not. Because Peter then found out from CT that he is on a chopping block. So he was just like, CT, I trust you. What's going on? Am I on? They called the Bravo girls the Queen's Court. He was just like, am I on a chopping block? And CT was like, yeah, I'm not going to say much, but they're talking about you. So he tries to go talk to the Queen's Court, which is the Bravo girls. And Phaedra tries to get away. And Pete's like, no, let's talk. So he pulls her and Poverty in the room together. He's sitting down with two traitors and he has no idea. He has an idea about Poverty, but he don't know nothing about Phaedra. So Phaedra was just like, this is not going to look good for me. So when Peter starts talking about an alliance, she was just like, I don't like this. I don't feel comfortable with this. I don't like to play the game like this. And she leaves. Who's still in there? Poverty. Poverty sitting down, talking to the dude that has already clocked her. Girl, you need to stay away from him as much as you can. And you need to be sticking with the leftovers because now they got their eye on him. So Phaedra is running the game. She's not in anything. She's remaining neutral, but she is still playing this game so beautifully. Sandra thinks she set up the leftovers. Phaedra set up the leftovers. So now she has a team. She already had the Bravo girls, but now she got the remaining people on the cast who are not a part of Pete's group now going after Pete's group. So they're all going to be voted out. Even if they're faithfuls, they no longer care because they realize that it's going to be them at the end. And they want to be at the end and get some money too. Smart. She is playing this game so smart. And Peter, who thought he had it in the bag, is now going to be either killed by a traitor or banished by the group. He's made himself a target. You should have became a traitor. You should have became a traitor. Now, listen, I know y'all say my boy Kevin is dumb and the rest of the cast agrees, but he really ate this challenge up. He really, really ate this challenge up. If it was not for Kevin, him and Sandra would not have been safe. But I think Kevin's starting to play the game because I for sure thought that Kevin was going to save Peter. When Kevin and Sandra decided to save Sheree, I was just like, you guys won this challenge and you can save anybody. You're not saving anybody in your alliance, Kevin. You're saving somebody in Sheree's alliance, but in Sandra's alliance, but I don't think he knows, right? So when Alan asked them if they had anybody that they wanted to save, and they both said, and Sandra went over and lit Sheree's torch. I was just like, oh, okay. So now I'm starting to see the survivor mastermind that you guys were telling me about, right? Because Kevin is in an alliance with Pete. Pete needs to be saved. Him not saving Peter was such a dumb move. How the hell does Sandra convince him to save somebody in her alliance? One, because he doesn't know that she has an alliance, because they think the Bravo girls are together. They don't know that Phaedra, formed the leftovers. So she's going to save somebody in her alliance while also making it look like this was a throwaway because they did not want to harm anybody or relationships. Very smart. So nobody's clocking what's happening but the leftovers. The leftovers are the only ones who know what's going on. So Sandra convinced Kevin to save Sheree. Then Sheree goes and saves Phaedra, who's a traitor, right? Phaedra on cue. She's going to win this. On cue, starts crying. And Sheree was just like, I saved you because we can't make suspicions about people just because they're well liked. I don't think that's fair. And I do not think that you are a traitor. I think you're a faithful, and she lit her torch or whatever. And Phaedra, thank you so much. I don't know how she produced some tears, but she produced some tears. Then CT starts rubbing her back, right? So her castle daddy starts rubbing her back and saying, it's okay, Phaedra, it's okay, Phaedra. So what does Phaedra do? Save her castle daddy. I don't think she saved him because she likes him, right? I think she saved him because he's a smart ally to have, right? Why would a traitor save somebody who has this much influence, right? It's great to have CT by her side and save him and continue to build a relationship with him because CT has influence with the men. And if the men are if the men say anything and it's just like, oh, we suspect it's Phaedra, CT is going to be the one who be like, absolutely not. Why would she save me? Right? Same thing that Bergie said. But CT is the most influential guy with the men next to John, but the first one is CT. And if the men agree one way, unfortunately, the women will agree that way. Very smart to save CT. So CT Trishelle, even before she got the CT, she's over there begging Phaedra to save her. Like you weren't trying to get Phaedra out. I knew there was no way Phaedra was going to save her, right? So she doesn't get saved and she's waiting for CT. CT doesn't save her. She starts crying and breaking down, right? CT decides to save John. And then Trishelle is begging John. John doesn't save her. He saves Pete. And John says he saves Pete because he feels like Pete is on the right path, and that he is going to be able to find the traitor. So the people who are left, who are on the chopping block, are Bergie, who was absolutely safe, MJ, who was absolutely safe, Trishelle, and no, Kevin is safe. So yeah, it's Bergie, MJ, and Trishelle, and Poverty. Poverty is about to be out. I think at that round table, they may go Pete's way, but I think when it comes to an end, they're going to go after Poverty. And it's also very smart for Phaedra to save CT because he's all muscle and no brain, right? So she can guide him and help, and he can help get the money to a certain point and put all the money in a pot, and then she can get him out of there. Poverty. I don't know why Poverty thought that Phaedra was going to save her. If Phaedra saves you, she looks like a traitor. And there's already heat on her because Dan, who was a sore loser, outed her. Why in the hell would she save you? And she's just like, I realize that Phaedra is in this game for herself, and so are you. What's the damn problem? What's the damn problem? So anyway, this episode ends. We don't have a banishment. We don't have a murder by the traitors. Listen, it was a cliffhanger. It was really smart for them to do. So Phaedra and Poverty meet at the end and they discuss who they're going to get rid of. They talk about Bergie. They talk about MJ. They also talk about Trishelle. And I think they're going to get rid of Trishelle. I really, really do. Because Trishelle is on to Phaedra. And I think Phaedra's going to be able to convince Poverty to get rid of her since they can't get rid of Pete. I think if Pete doesn't go, Pete will not go this episode. He will probably go the next upcoming episode. And that's on Pete. That's on Pete. He absolutely could have won this, but his pride got in the way. He got too cocky and he lost it. I will say I loved when Poverty and Phaedra were having a moment, and Phaedra was just like, listen, you're playing messy. You're playing messy. She was just like, you're an ice queen. Nobody likes you because of how you are acting. And Phaedra's just like, also, you got to stop doing that face. And Poverty was like, what face? And Phaedra was like, whew, whew. And then Poverty did the same face and was like, what are you talking about? What face? Oh, Phaedra is such good TV. But I honestly think that they are going to get rid of Trishelle. And then I think Poverty will be the next traitor. And see, the thing about it is, Phaedra will now have the heat off of her, right? Because Trishelle is going to be gone. So she's not going to be at the table to get rid of, to throw any heat on Phaedra. And now Phaedra has the leftovers who are protecting her. Very smart game she's playing. I am interested, like, how many more episodes? Because I need to binge this. I need to binge this. Anyway, that's all I have to say. What do you guys have to say about this? Let's get into it. Did I get another chat? Oh, thank you, Philly John 86. Thank you so much for the super chat. Philly Jordan 86 says, so do you notice the racial separation in the groups? I don't know if it's on purpose, but when Sandra said they are the others, I was like, just a thought. I don't think it was a racial separation. I think it was just people who are familiar with each other on the shows. Like the Bravo girls all clicked up. They all clicked up. And then Sandra really didn't have a home, so of course she clicked up with the other women. I think Pete, he made his group strategic, right? Pete brought on Bergie because Bergie is smart, right? Pete also brought on John because John is influential. Like nobody suspects him. He's a sweet old man. Oh, did I give you this? Thank you for the super chat. Pete also brought on Trishelle because she's a killer. She's a killer. She will cry. She will play frail white woman, and she will turn the tide of people's opinions about someone. The way she got Peppermint out was sinister, but it worked. So he's very smart to keep a frail white woman on his side who will cry at the drop of a dime and victimize herself. Very, very smart to do that. It's also very smart for him to have somebody like Kevin, because Kevin is a fall guy. And how I know that Kevin is a fall guy is because Pete tested him. Pete tested him when before they had the round table. Pete said to him, we're going to vote for each other so that it won't look like we're working together. But now he's talking to Kevin. They're having alliance meetings out in the open. So him and Kevin never needed to do that to show that they weren't working together, because right after that, Pete was talking about strategy with Kevin out in the open. So Kevin's his fall guy. He know that whatever he tells Kevin to do, Kevin will do it. So he needed a fall guy. He has a very great team, a very strategic team, people that he can influence and control. He doesn't have CT because he can't control CT. He can control everybody else in that group. However, I don't know if he still got Kevin, because I can't believe that Kevin didn't vote to save him. I cannot believe that. Sarah said Peter rejected the offer, gagged me, but I don't know if he will last long. I think he has 2 more episodes and that's it. I'd be surprised if he's still around. Cordelia said, Nikki, do you want the Traitors to win or the Faithfuls to win? I want Phaedra to win. I just think she's playing this game so well. Like for me, it's the best player. It's the best player. I was actually going to root for Peter, but he proved that he was not a smart player. It's Latasha said, I had a strong feeling Peter wouldn't accept the recruitment. However, I thought he would have been vocal about it at breakfast. That's where he dropped the ball. Absolutely. He should have told everybody. But I think it was smart for him not to say anything, because Poverty showed her hand. So he knew he was right with her. No, because of Lifetime, I can't get it on the subscription that I have now. But I watched 1 episode. It's a great show. I would love to watch it another way, but Lifetime will not allow me to do that. So I might have to eat that. But I'm looking. Yeah, she's playing the game. It's very sinister watching her play the game. I hate watching her because it's like it's so familiar. Like we've all been on the end of a Trishelle. All of us. That's what they are. Peter's pals. It's Latasha said, I had a strong feeling. Oh, I got that one. He does, and that's going to get him killed in the game. That's going to get him eliminated. It all went to his head. Because as soon as he was saved at the end, as soon as John lit his torch, he went right over to everybody he's in an alliance with and celebrated. You're putting a target on your back. Even the faithfuls want you gone. Not smart. Yep, his ego got the best of him. Alana said he could have been a traitor and still them people would. He could have won the game over Phaedra, and now I don't think that's going to happen. Audrey said Peter took credit for Janelle's plan. Yep, he did. You are right. You are right. That was Janelle's plan. Wow, I wonder what her thoughts are. It's Latasha said, Nikki, can you put up a poll? Let's see who the chat thinks will win. I don't know how to do that. I do not know how to do that. I guess I could. I don't know how to do it on here, but I guess I'll just say it. Thumbs up if you think Phaedra is going to win. If you don't think it's going to be Phaedra, write who you think is going to win the game. But thumbs up for Phaedra. If not Phaedra, write who you think is going to win it. For me, I'm a thumbs up for Phaedra. If it's not Phaedra, it's going to be Sheree. She's playing a great game. She's playing a great game. She's going to fell her way to a win. Carrie said, Trishelle begging for a shield like she was on a chopping block. I was like, girl, bye. She's gone. She's gone. Indigo said, Poverty is delusional to expect Phaedra to put her neck out for her when Poverty hasn't. Poverty was in an alliance with Dan to get rid of Phaedra. Delusional. Kim said, I wonder what Poverty and Peter talked about when Phaedra left them alone. That was the only thing I was concerned about. I was like, I wonder if Phaedra told Peter that, if Poverty told Peter that Phaedra was a traitor. I wouldn't put it past her. Vodka said, who was winning Traitors? Vodka said, who was winning Traitors? I don't watch it, but I may check it out when it's close to coming to an end. I think there are a few episodes left. Yeah, if I were you, I would binge it because my anxiety, I have to wait another week, a whole week to find out what happens. Alana said, I literally just got done watching the new episode right before this. It was good. It was good. I think so. The way she created the leftovers, good. Miss Brown Sugar said, yeah, I've been a big Parv fan, but I don't understand what she's doing ever. Yeah, she's not playing this game well. She's probably great on Survivor, but not in this environment, and that's okay. Really? Oh, yeah, he did say that he was watching somebody. Carrie said, that's why she would have been the perfect recruitment. Plus, she is really Peter's. Yes. See, this is the thing with Trishelle. I think that's what you're talking about. She would mess it up. You can't trust her. She would mess the game up. Nisha said, kicking has every right to say what's said. Sorry, Nikki, I disagree. Lisa has been an A. Oh, did you catch up yet, Nisha? She does. I agree. If they haven't already, child. If they haven't already. He played the game terribly. And I think him giving up Phaedra, he was a sore loser. I feel like I feel like they can keep the drills or whatever, just like make it. I think they need to make them more mental and less physical. Like, I'm always so concerned about John. Y'all got this old man with asthma running up and down mountains, pushing guillotines. What the hell? Y'all trying to kill him? Absolutely not. He has, though. John has. He has with his little self. Miss Brown Sugar said, the only point I'll give Trishelle is that it made sense for Dan to offer up another traitor to save himself, because if people listened to him and voted to banish someone, he better be right. True. I get that. But the thing about it is, all I need for somebody to do is bring up Peppermint and be like, you made us all get rid of Peppermint and you were wrong. And because of that, it triggered something in Deontay, and he left, and we lost 2 faithfuls because of you. Somebody needs to bring that up. Vodka with 3 olives says, so many people are still left on the show. I'm shocked Sheree is still there. Can't wait to see who wins. I feel like Sheree and Phaedra will probably be at the end. I really, really do. Because I think Sheree is going to protect Phaedra all the way down. She's going to protect her all the way down. I think that MJ is a wild card because she's upset that she did not get saved. So I don't know. She might listen to Trishelle. That's why they got to get rid of her. Nisha said Kiki has. Oh, I got that. But we agree with you. We agree with you. We agree with you. I don't think that's going to happen. I think maybe a drive-by is appropriate, but that's it. Like, we can't ship them out of. We got to be real, guys. How would that work? How would that work? At the end of the day, CT is a white man from Boston. That's what I used to always say. Like, I know y'all don't love him no more, but y'all used to go up for Captain America. Y'all used to go up for you. Y'all used to call him Christian Ball Evans. Remember that? Remember that? But it was so crazy how y'all always wanted him to like be with a black woman. I remember one of you guys. I wish him a happy birthday on my Instagram and my stories. Because we had just got finished talking about him in a live, and I wished him a happy birthday. And somebody wrote, "I'm manifesting him for you." And I was like, why would you manifest a white man from Boston for me? And I'm joking. I know that you were like, saying it in a beautiful, kind way. I don't have anything. There's nothing wrong with that. But I'm just like, why the hell you want my black behind to be with a white man from Boston? The Mississippi of the North? Absolutely. Absolutely not. Let him be a drive-by and that's it. And that's it. She's playing a terrible game. Everybody else is playing a fun, smart, lighthearted game. Her game is sinister. But Pete is smart to have her on his team. Carrie said Phaedra saved the person CT because he is in the middle of both alliances. Yes, very smart. And also he is known as a faithful by Peter outside of Peter's pals. Yep. Right? It's Latasha said, avoiding her, which Trishelle said about CT, as she walked by him and rolled her eyes after he asked her if she was mad. Perpetual victim. Exactly. I know that was news to CT, that him and Trishelle were like brother and sister. I know that was news to him. Exactly. But she wants him to look out for her. Mental. Well, see, this is the thing, Miss Brown Sugar. I think they did that twist because they want Peter to stay because he's the only one at this point figuring out the game, right? At the end of the day, it's a game, but it's also a TV show. And they need to keep Peter around as long as they can because he's starting to make interesting TV. No, they just give me coworkers that hate each other. Carrie said when Trishelle asked, was John smarter than her? I wish CT would have said no. I just think John is absolutely faithful and you're kind of iffy. Well, he had to backtrack because she was telling the women how he made her feel uncomfortable. And it worked for Peppermint. Of course, it's going to work for this big white guy. Let's not act like white women don't be like, oh my goodness, please give me the confidence of a mediocre white man. Remember they were selling those tote bags that had that written on there? I was just like, since when are you turning against white men? Don't play me. But Trishelle knew what she was doing. She knew what she was doing. Miss Brown Sugar said they've been on a show together like 2 times 15 years ago. But she knew. She knew there wasn't a relationship. But she knew what she was doing. Philly Jones said, this was a great twist. He set himself up with that too smart for your own good Peter. I like that John was like, I am saving Peter because I think he is forensically committed to the truth. Like, what, John? NC said, Big Brother had the same issue last year with unevenly yoked competitions. They had a 63-year-old woman running marathons and hanging from walls and spinning. Yeah, ridiculous. Ridiculous. Oh, she's serving passions. She is absolutely serving passions. I'm telling you. I was like, how the hell did Sandra convince Kevin to not save anybody in his alliance? He had the opportunity to save the leader of his alliance and he didn't. Sandra, good. She's good. I think so too. I think she's going to be the one to get out poverty and save Peter because she was just like the way Peter was shaking And the way he looked, he didn't look like a traitor to me. Sandra, Phaedra, you want to get her out next. After you get out Peter and Trishelle, you better get out Sandra. He does. He loves Phaedra. This woman who has been nothing but kind is a traitor. I love him. They love her too much. They love her too much. And Trishelle hates that. This is the thing. I don't think that Trishelle knows that Phaedra is a traitor because Trishelle is smart. I think Trishelle is going after people she's normally able to get people to believe is a bad person. That's what I think. Audrey said the episode had potential. I really wanted to see the roundtable where Peter gets surprised. I hate that CT told Peter, but it's a good game for him. Peter is a joke for trying to talk to the traitors now. That let me know that Peter is scared. He was moving desperate. He's already saved, right? He's already saved. But now you're trying to make an alliance with Poverty and Phaedra? He's scared. Pride. Got to you, boy. Ryan said, I don't like how the game people talk about the Bravo ladies love show people. It feels misogynistic. Like, we get it. You're not like the other girls. Oh, yeah. I think they're saying anything to cause doubt because they don't like that the Bravo girls are clicked up, but they just know each other. I said that last episode and y'all was like, no, Nikki, he's just dumb. Who knows? He ate that challenge up. Carrie said, Peter told him at the round table, don't let the traitors divide, but he is the biggest divider. So for that reason, I would think he was a traitor and that my dear deserves banishment. It's Natasha said he wasn't eating this episode. LOL. The lack of food is making him smarter. Who are we talking about? CT? Or no, Kevin? Maybe that's what it is. Zena said Sandra and Kevin had to agree on the person, so I think that's why they picked Sheree. Kevin probably didn't see Sheree as a threat, but that's what I'm saying. Kevin is obviously in an alliance, and he did not save Peter. I think Sandra convinced him to save Sheree, who's in his alliance, but who's in her alliance, but she didn't tell him that. She just said, "Oh, well, it'll be a neutral vote." I think that's probably what she said to him. I'm seeing her. I'm seeing her. Carrie says Sandra led him the right way. She probably said to Kevin, let's save her because she don't know what's going on. Probably. Hey, TIK.Star. Thank you for being here. Miss Brown Sugar said Sandra would have never allowed him to choose Pete or his pals. Yep. She's smart. I'm starting to see. Now, I never saw it for Dan, and I still don't see it for Poverty, but I'm starting to see what y'all saying about Sandra. Zena said, I think if Phaedra knew about CT telling Peter the group was coming for him, she wouldn't have saved him. I think she still would have. She needs the favor of CT. And even CT said it. CT was just like, I can't play. This is a game. I can't play just based off of friendship. And it's very smart. She was doing too much. Like, I'm just like, just tell Peter you're a traitor. You're doing too much. Audrey said, Janelle said that someone said that Phaedra is the housewife who was a traitor. Tamara dying was suspicious. Bergie said Dan confirmed it. That's why he said he trusts her to not get killed. Really? Oh, Dan played a dirty game. Wow. He played the dirty game. The Optic said, me to Poverty complained about Phaedra not saving her. This is what I mean when I say you don't think. Does your mind not work at all? This is the thing. I want Phaedra to win because I hate how Dan played the game. I felt like what he did was not strategic. I think he was a sore loser. I think he knew that if he didn't out her, I think he knew that he was going, and I think that he outed her because he didn't want her to win. She sure did to her face. Poverty was like, I might be going. She said, this might be your last meal. I love her. NC said, Pete and Trishelle are silly calling meetings with their special five. thinking the others wouldn't get sus. They think they have the power and that everyone's just going to fall in line with their plan. Yep, she did. She absolutely did. Even her own team don't want to save her. Cordelia, what's up? Said, I love that they are bringing housewives on this show. It feels like a great way to bring in drama and fun. Andy also did the reunion for season 1, so I hope he does the season 2 one because that's going to be fire. I would like somebody else, but you know, it does seem like that. It does. So that's the face that she told you to not do that. NC said, I'm mad that CT saved John, one of Pete's closest allies, who then, of course, was going to save Pete. CT should have saved MJ or Kate. He knew the goal was to get Pete out. Shaking my head. He's playing both sides. He absolutely is. But I think that's going to, like Sheree, that's going to keep him here. And then he's not going to know what hit him. Philly John 86 said, okay, just a thought. When they were in that room alone, it made me give them a side eye. But you know, I hear you. The Optic said Kevin didn't vote to save Peter because Kevin never wants to make the first move or any move. Kevin was visibly and verbally shaking when he had to initiate a conversation with anyone on Bling Empire. Good observation. Miss Frochik said, I hope next season production does a better job of showing the different players' thought process during the game. I knew Janelle had clocked Traitors early and Sandra has to. It's smart to keep that. I agree. Audrielle said, I was never voting for Peter. I really wanted Phaedra to win, but people is saying Sandra and CT have the best game and Sheree could win. Sheree could absolutely fell her way to the top. And what great TV that would be. I honestly think I would love for Phaedra to win, but I honestly think Dan blew her game up by being a sore loser. And Marie said, did you see how Giselle said she grabbed 1,000 because she answered Peter? Obviously, Peter, because she answered Peter and her were obviously the smartest. Oh, 10,000. That was the dumbest. Phaedra was so smart with that. She was just like, because if we lose, nobody's going to care about $500. Also, Sheree. She might. You never know. Christina said, I think Sandra is going to win. She's playing dumb. She knows who the traitors are and will turn on them the last minute. You know what? That's a good thought because she's playing the game. She set that whole thing up. I was like, ooh, smart. She really is. When she was the first person to be saved, I was like, what? She may win this thing. Yeah, I think it's going to be between Sandra and Phaedra. I don't think CT will make it. I think it's going to be between Sandra and Phaedra. I would love to know how Phaedra is going to get out of being caught. She got to get rid of Bergie next. If he knows, she got to get rid of him next. That would be smart. Carrie said, if the faithful win, I think CT, Sandra, and John will be there. If the faithful win, I think CT, Sandra, and John will be there. If Traitors win, I think it will be Phaedra or the new recruit. I would say the smart thing to do would be to recruit CT because he's playing both sides. So he will help, and talk to people, let them know what's going on. And like just keep and give you great intel. I would say if not CT, John, if not John, Sandra. I would honestly before John, I would go for CT or Sandra. Sandra's too smart. She is too smart. And CT has favor. So it would be one of them. Blue Jay said, next season, who do you want the cast to be? What other shows can they pull from? Is the challenge people on there? Next season, I would love if they can pull more Love Island people. That would be fun. More Love Island people. Absolutely Love is Blind exes. Think they can still pull from the challenge. I love how they're pulling from the Housewives. What other shows do I want them to pull from? I would love to see New York on here. Like New York, Nene, That they would be good. They would be good. Audrey said Janelle called him the leader of the group, but said they both came up with it, but give him credit. Bergie said he was the leader and therefore told Dan he was out next elimination. Really? How are you getting all this information? Aren't they under contract? DGF said the algorithm just dropped you into my YouTube. Oh, is that a good thing? I hope it's a good. I hope that's good. I hope that's good. Carrie said Tricel's a professional poker player. She would have been a better trader than Parv. Yeah, but the thing about it is, I agree. But the way she acts when her back is up against the wall, can't trust it. And as a trader, you can't trust her because she was trying to get Phaedra out. There's no way she would call her up. Carrie said, I'd be concerned about Sandra on the challenge. Her legs look like they crack every time she steps. Those challenges are not fair. Miss Sugar said, right, I think Trishelle just put 2 and 2 together, Faye, because Dan couldn't risk naming anyone except another trader. Yeah. But I think they're on to Phaedra, and I hate that for her. I think what I would like for the rules to be is that a trader can't out another trader. I don't like that. It gives sore loser to me. I don't like a trader outing another trader. I don't like that. Carrie said, I think Sheree and Phaedra got a side deal. Sheree looks like she did not believe Phaedra's tears. Probably. Audrey O said, Peter's pals have an inkling that poverty and Phaedra are the traders, so they could definitely let some of the others in or pretend to include them. Now it's better to vote Peter before a trader. Absolutely. I would say the 2 people to get rid of right away is poverty and Peter. Absolutely. And no, Trishelle and Peter. I would absolutely get rid of them. Miss Pershing said, oh, these missions are nothing compared to Survivor. Maybe I'm desensitized. Maybe. You could at least gave me one from like Philly. Boston? Yikes. Yikes. Oh my goodness. The optic said CT has 4 kids. Is he racist or is he just from Boston? Oh my goodness. Y'all don't remember him in Real World Paris or how he was eager to put his paws on Adam? Yeah. And how he had no problem degrading Tia. Yeah. I remember that. I can't believe he's still on the show up the way he did to Adam. Thank you, Shonda. Please subscribe to my second channel, NikkiStar at Home. Audrey said, I hate that Phaedra gave it to CT, but I understand it. But I want Peter on a round table. I really want Sandra to take him out. But now that she thinks he's faithful, hope she goes through with it. But again, guys, these confessionals are to confuse us. We don't know. They're probably telling us this to make us not think that Sandra's going to vote for him. Deborah said, went all the way up for Chris, only for him to... Even though it's PR, I'm glad it happened. Y'all think it's PR? Child, you never know. Carrie said, John's wording gives me life. I'll ask competition. He does. I like John. I would like to see more of him. I can't wait to get enough seasons of Traitors to get an all-star season. Yes, DGF, smash the like. Lisa Parker says, greetings, all got here just in time to slide into this live. Thank you for being here. The Optic said, LOL, you all, this talk of Sheree's lack of gameplay and yet no one is noticing MJ also does nothing. MJ will be next because of her. She has righteous anger. Like, she gets upset very easily, and she is just going to seem like a liability. Though it was sad when MJ realized and vocalized how she is no one's first pick, I really choked up. MJ's a terrible person. Them shots of Sunset, horrible people. Awful. They're just dark-skinned Vanderpump Rules. Awful people. Yeah. I don't know. I would pick Sandra or CT. Honestly, I might just pick Sandra because Sandra is a great player, but I feel like she would have her back all the way. I feel like she will work with Phaedra all the way until they got to turn on each other. Audrey said Janelle said that Dan should have said Phaedra's name before she left because she could have convinced the others. Janelle didn't believe Phaedra was a traitor or that it would be a housewife. Oh. DGF said Dan was dirty because Phaedra never betrayed him nor poverty, and he minimized the skills and his skills and education as an attorney. Mm-hmm. Oh, so Andy is going to be the host for the Traitors reunion. Child, he's probably casting as well. I think so too. I don't think they should be able to out another traitor. I think that ruined the game. That ruins the game. Cordelia said, what other housewives or reality TV people would y'all like to see on this show? I can only think of one right now. Detective Megan King Edmonds. I would love to see her on the show. And I think that's it. I like Dorinda, but she would just be violent. So it wouldn't be fun. It wouldn't be fun. That might be interesting. That might be interesting. N said the next Traitors I thinking are going to be Tamara Braxton. She wants Celebrity Big Brother. Luann, oh, that's great. Giselle and her summer house boyfriend. Oh, that would be great. Ah, yes. Y'all know I'm advocating for him to get on this show. I would love to see him on the show. She's too violent. She takes things too seriously. It would never happen. Oh, child. Miss Red Sugar said, yep, the best route for a faithful is to stay close to the Traitors so they don't get murked, then flip up at the final round table. True. How are they allowed to do that? I hate that. Don't ruin it for everybody. Don't ruin that. Oh, Dr. Heavenly would be good. She would be good. Carrie said, I was watching Bailey Sarian Makeup and Murder. I would love to see her up there. Oh, a content creator. Oh, yeah, I know that. I know of her because of you guys. Y'all got me together when I said I cannot get into doing your makeup while talking about somebody being decapitated. But y'all was like, it's just content. And I was like, it's a little weird to me. Oh, but she might be good. Carrie said Phaedra did mess up while speaking to Dan, but she caught herself twice. She did. She did. Oh, that is a rule? So what happened? N said Johnny Bananas has a Traitors podcast. I wish he didn't. Miss Brown Sugar said Claim to Fame would be fun. It was a social deduction game and people were clever, but they aren't so well known. That would be fun. That would be fun. I'm fine with that, but I don't think they should be talking like that. Give me shelter. Me too. That made me feel extremely uncomfortable. I didn't like it. And that was my last challenge. Yep. Haven't been back since. Indigo said, Nikki, you got me hooked on Traitors so much. I watch Traitors Australia and UK. Good. It's a good show. It's a good concept. Audrey said Dan kept saying he was loyal to poverty and she was the only way he could win. He thought he could convince them. He was afraid she would know she was a target, so that's why he waited. He's terrible. Sore loser. Oh, horrible people. Horrible. Horrible people. I stopped watching them a while ago. They like Mike has a thing about black men. He was like, for some reason, he really had an issue with black men and their penises. It was crazy. And Gigi would fetishize black men. They just got real racist out of nowhere. I don't know. I'm just like, you're dark behind is racist. It always gets me when somebody darker than me is racist. We both chocolate. So what's Ciao. Me too, but he had to go, Alana. He couldn't stay. He was too good. He was too good. Miss Brown Sugar said on Instagram, Chandra said, paraphrasing, y'all must think I'm stupid. I didn't come on this game without doing my research. She might win this. She might win this. Oh, that would be iconic. Iconic. Oh, yes. She would eat. She would eat. Audrey said, I can't believe that Peter's pals weren't mad at Kevin for getting Janelle out. So dumb. We'll see. We'll see. Hey, Nikki, I'm actually about to leave. Sorry, it's late and I have not had anything to eat. And I don't know if you guys can hear my stomach, but it's time for me to get a snack. Alana said, I can hear Jocelyn now. Which one of you dusty hoes tried to eliminate the Puerto Rican princess? Lauderdale ho. Lauderdale ho. DGF said, yes, too much being spilled on podcasts. I'll never watch another. Yeah, I don't like that. They shouldn't be able to do that. It's Natasha said, yeah, I never liked him in Paris. I softened to CT after he made after he had Johnny Bananas back at the elimination round. LOL. I don't care for John. Listen, I get that, this is the thing. I dropped it because Adam forgave CT and they moved on. But for me, what I saw, I couldn't forget. So I moved on from that. I couldn't watch it after that. And then I think I checked back in for the All-Stars, and then Johnny and his crew did what they did to Tanya, and I was just like, oh, okay, I'm good on this show. Audrey O said, I hope on different seasons that Bethany not Bethany. Bethany's not fun to watch anymore. Something going on, and she's just not fun to watch. But I agree with everybody else. Oh, she would eat. She would probably win. That's it for me, guys. I got to get out of here. I'm way over time. I got to put timestamps in this, and I got to eat. I love you all so much. Guys, we are going to review Drag Race tomorrow. Don't let it flop. I will see you tomorrow for Drag Race. Love you all so much. Thank you for joining me. See you tomorrow for Drag Race. Bye. I'm so hungry.